Hi, Sister Wives fans. Welcome in. Brand new episode of TSFS. I am your host, Sarah Fraser. So glad you're here. And just as a reminder, I'm a daily pop culture podcast. We cover all the unique, everything that people are talking about, a lot of TikTok goss until it goes away, and of course, some of my favorite reality shows, including Sister Wives. Last night had to be the most boring, lazy. I don't have a lot of good things to say about season 19, episode 17 last night. Love is patient, love is kind. I do have one good thing to say, which is actually this entire season, last night's episode was the very first episode I was bored the entire time and checked out. Why was that? Because it was Christine Brown Woolley, who we all love. We are celebrating. We down with that mama and her chair lap dance to David Woolley. We are here for her love, but it was actually ripped from the two-part special. Okay, this is how lazy it was. It was ripped from the two-part wedding special that aired last year, this time last year, of Christine and David's wedding. It was repurposed. It was Mary, exact same stuff. Different confessional from Mary. But I had to go back and watch Christine Brown Woolley's two-part wedding special from last year to confirm what I realized when I was watching last night's episode. It was so lazy. And I love my TLC. I love my TLC so much. But it was truly just the exact same conversations. The confessional of like Maddie and her husband, Caleb, and I think it was Hunter. They're talking about David and Christine's wedding and the family dynamics and every single scene. Like Isabel wearing the exact same outfit from the wedding special. It was all of the same stuff. The same moment. Remember when Christine last night was sitting in the kind of the hall getting ready before she got her wedding dress on, and she was just taking a moment, and the director is asking her, "Are you okay?" She's like, yeah, I'm just taking it all in. Ripped from the special. You guys, it was so lazy. It's hard to review this episode because I really thought, we all knew this was coming. This has been a complaint of fans from the beginning of this season, saying to people, why are we getting Christine's wedding again when it's already happened? They've been married over a year now at this point in real life. We already saw the two-part wedding special, but in TLC's defense, a lot of people probably were getting caught up. There's been a lot that's happened in the Sister Wives world in real time and in real life, including, of course, the tragic passing of Garrison Brown this spring. Janelle Brown buying a property with Maddie, launching Teda Farms. Maddie had a podcast for 2 seconds. She's quit. Christine is suing Kody Brown. Mary's lawyered up for Coyote Pass. I mean, there's been so much in real life with this family. So I can understand TLC's thought process, which is for a lot of people that are just diehard watchers of the show, maybe they don't follow the kind of real life news that's happening with this family outside of the show. Let's recap and really celebrate Christine's love. Okay. But I really did think last night we would get new scenes. I really thought we would get new scenes. I thought we would get at least some unseen footage. We didn't get any of that. We basically, they tweaked the edits. And in fact, they edited out a significant amount, which was fine because obviously they were doing a two-part special this time last year. So it was much longer. They completely, for last night's episode, I thought it was very fascinating. Fascinating, but also I understand why. A lot of people are talking about why did they edit out David Woolley's daughters? They were in the special. How come neither one of David Woolley's daughters were then featured in last night's episode? Now, I thought this was really fascinating because we've already been introduced to David. We haven't exactly in season 19 that we're in now been introduced to all of his kids and all of that. We've seen his son. They went wedding venue. He went wedding venue shopping with Christine and David. But it was an interesting choice by TLC to edit them out. But there was really no new news. Mary appears just a little bit briefly in last night's episode, and the exact same conversation that they asked her in the special. Do you know Mary? Do you know Christine is getting married this weekend? She's like, oh, well, I knew she was getting married. Same ripped, recycled. Why didn't we just air? We should have just literally dedicated all of last night's episode. I mean, it basically was, but we did have some moments with Kody and Robin, which we'll discuss because they were pure comedy. I don't know why we didn't just do a 1 hour like revamp of that entire wedding special and just cut out everybody else. It was mind blowing to me. And ironically, Janelle, who was at the wedding, who's Christine's bestie and ride or die, had like the least role last night. I mean, wouldn't it have been fascinating to hear some more thoughts from her, get some other unedited footage that we'd never seen? I'm fuming, you guys. I'm fuming. Okay, let's recap a little bit and discuss. And I'll give you all of my thoughts from my producer eye, from my longtime entertainment reporter eye. So we start in Moab, Utah, which is absolutely stunning. I never get tired of the aerial views. It's so beautiful there. Now all I can think of when we're at this Red Cliffs Lodge is this fast-moving river that was, a pivotal part of episode 16 where McKelty's daughter was missing and oh dear God, could she have gone to the river? Okay, well, thankfully, no kids were near the river last night. We open it and, we're seeing this beautiful fast-flowing river and the wedding venue space. It's all good. All the girls are getting together for hair and makeup. Again, all these scenes kind of ripped from the special, but we do talk about the polygamous braids, which I thought were really funny. I didn't even know that in the LDS church, that's sort of a tradition that the women, when they're getting married or they're part of the bridal power party, they wear these traditional kind of, they look like a loaf of bread, but you braid your hair and you kind of bring the braids together in the back and tie them up. I didn't know there were polygamous bread braids. I'd never heard of that. And Christine's like, no, we ain't doing the loaf braids. I mean, I'm calling them a loaf. She didn't call them that, but they were like a loaf. We're doing braids, but we're doing tight braids. We're not doing the loosey-goosey, does this look like a loaf of sourdough braids? They're having mimosas. Christine's boozing. And then we pop over to Kody and Robin. And of course, we are asking them how they feel about not being invited to Christine and David's special day. And Robin is like, we've been voted off the island. We ain't welcome. We're off the island. I mean, it didn't occur to either one of these two to say, well, yeah, usually you don't invite your ex-husband to the wedding. Again, as a viewer, I wanted Kody and Robin to go because, of course, Kody tries to swing around his dick last night and is like, if I was invited, I would go to the Brown family mosh pit, which, by the way, I invented for dancing because we love to dance here in the Brown family. And I would have to take David on the dance floor and outdance him, so it would have been embarrassing for everyone. Would it? First of all, David Woolley to me is like, he's like a dude's dude. He's seen all the guys. In fact, he's so comfortable with dudes, he got a lap dance from his other son. Well, it wasn't even his son, but like a longtime family friend named Jared, which was very awkward. We'll get to that. David would have smoked Kody. Let's be honest. Okay. He would have left those ramen ringlets in the dust. He would have, if Kody would have come, because we know last night that David had a bad back during all the dances, he would have popped some Vicodin and he would have thrown down. Okay. David is 2 seconds away from riding in a biker gang and the guy knows what he's doing. Okay. Kody could never. All right, Kody, dream on. Anyhow, and so that's what, he's talking about that. Then we go back to everybody getting ready. I love Tony from Tony and McKelty. We know, and again, this scene ripped from the special, but Corbin, David's son-in-law, is going to be initiating their wedding. He's going to be marrying them. Peyton, we know, needs to shave. He's doing this awkward dry shave, trying to get ready. I don't know if he didn't leave enough time to get ready. He says that he's like running so behind on their wedding day. And Mitch rips out an old school, like hardcore razor, starts shaving him there in front of production. gets him ready to go because Peyton walks his mom halfway down the aisle, and then Christine's dad comes the rest of the way. And then we go to Kody and Robin in by far, like one of the most comedic scenes. The scenes are so good. They're so good. Robin comes out because Kody has decided on Christine and David's wedding day, or roughly around there, that he's going to cut down this enormous tree in their front yard so they can have a better view. And Robin makes him pinky promise that if he cuts down this tree, that he's going to remove it in 6 months, like chop it up, make it into firewood, make it into like wood chips, something. Because we learned last night that Kody has a habit of cutting things down and then he lets them just rot in the yard. What is this man? What is he doing now? Okay, he's a full-time TV reality star and he also sells some gun accessories here and there. But my guess is he's got some time off. So they're pinky promising now in their marriage. All right, that seems weird as well. What are we, 12? And then, Robin says essentially, which I loved Robin in this moment. I was like, Robin, you could do stand-up comedy. Robin goes, I often refer to him as the Babe Ruth of our lives. He's either striking out or he's hitting a home run. And you never really know where he's going to fall. And so he's like tying up this tree. He's cutting it with this teeny ass chainsaw that takes him literally. I mean, this is how production is messing with this man. He's sitting there going, trying to pull and the chainsaw looks like one of the ones that you plug in and run through an electrical cord from the Home Depot. He finally gets it going. It sounds like it's got no gas in the teeny little ass tank. Okay. And he's taking this little chainsaw, this bitty chainsaw, and he's miraculously, he cuts the tree correctly, so it's going to at least not fall onto Robin. And he informs us that he's probably cut down about 1,000 trees in his life. It was, you guys, that scene was pure comedy gold. It's why I stick with this show over and over, because what other man on reality television is going out, trying desperately to start a chainsaw, really is clueless, could kill everybody, the production and the tree landing on the house, and then fires up the chainsaw and goes. Like, no one else is doing this. All right, I have news for you. The Love is Blind dudes, no one's doing this. He's so great for comedy. And the last of that scene is epic because then Robin looks at the producers almost as though if this man, if he dies, if I die, if this tree ends up on our $1.7 million home we just sold, your asses are getting sued. She's looking at them, shaking her head at the end. It's almost breaking the fourth wall. It was that good. We pop back to Christine's wedding. Maddie is crying. Again, we've seen a lot of this. She says that the family just isn't the same. She's there with Hunter. She's there with her hubby. And they do, the other family isn't there. Hunter agrees. It's very sad. And then we pop back to asking Kody about how he found out that Christine and David were getting married. And he found out from an invitation at his sister's house when they went over there. Boom. Boom. That's how he found out that they were getting married. And then Robin jumps in and you can tell Kody has a lot more to say. Kody and Robin are playing this game where they're saying, we're very happy for Christine and David. We wish them all the best. But again, this is another moment where fourth wall is almost broken because you can see Kody looking and laughing sinisterly a little bit, laughing a little, is he that sinister? No. I mean, most people don't have great things to say about their significant others. And it's always a soft spot when they go on and get remarried. So he's kind of looking at the producers laughing because the producers are like, dude, you don't wish her well. Like, say what you want to say about David and Christine. Like, let it rip. But Robin says the famous line that they've used in the promotion for this season of, aren't we just so happy for them? We're so happy for them. And then Kody goes into this whole thing about how he's realizing through this process of his ex-wives leaving him and being solely with Robin that he needs a lot of attention. And at first, I thought that meant that he just needed a lot of attention from Robin. which is true. But he also lets us know that he really misses the kids because basically he needed all the attention on himself. Thank you. Thank you for reminding us you're still a narcissist. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay. And he says, and that's why my door is always open to my children. It's always open to my children. There's always a hand there waiting for them to come in, but I will not cut out Robin in order to have a relationship with my kids. Feels like we've drawn that line in the sand. And by the way, I need to do some digging into this because we really haven't seen much of an update. We know when Garrison passed, which is coming up on almost a year, last March, that Kody was not really in contact with many of his kids. We do know this from Mary. We know this from a lot of news sources. When Garrison passed, the family really did come together. We know that it brought the kids back together, the sister wives back together, Kody, Robin, the entire family, and that some healing was done. So we really don't have a clear update since then. We do from Maddie, I should say, with her podcast for the couple of episodes we had her on there, that the kids really are still not in contact much with with Kody. So I'd be curious to see if anything has changed. We pop back to Christine's wedding. Christine wants a sexy ass dress. Janelle says the weather is absolutely perfect. David's daughters walk him down the aisle. Again, we saw these beautiful confessionals and the girls' hot takes. We even saw McKelty, Isabel, them interacting with David's girls during the 2-part special that aired last year, but we got none of that last night. Very interesting choice for me as far as production. I wonder why. I don't know. I wonder why, because I went back last night and watched a lot of those scenes from Christine's wedding special, and the girls, David's girls, had a lot to talk about. All the scenes the same. Peyton walking his mother down the aisle saying that David is a really, really great guy. Christine confesses that she is not nervous in any way, shape, or form. And of course, while the wedding party is coming up, Truly does her thing. And then literally like 45 children come down the aisle. Boom, we pop back to Mary. Mary is decorating with those damn Halloween decorations that she had out last year at this time with that special. But the funniest little thing there is she is with Jen and Blair, and she kept the old dried up ass raggedy bouquet of when they all renewed their wedding vows in Vegas. And so she's like, well, Blair's like, okay, girl, those basically look haunted. Let's add them to the graves out front. Like, they all have a really great sense of humor. And Jen's like, yeah, actually, you know what? They do seem a little haunted. So Mary's like, yeah, it's fitting. The marriage is dead. We're trying to stage and decorate for Halloween and do like a dead ass, haunted feel. These seem haunted. Let's scare everyone to death, like basically where our marriages are at. It was great. Mary does say that she knows. And again, this part was shot from a different angle than in the special from what I noticed. But Mary says that she found out that Christine, or she'd met David at Gwen and Bia's engagement party and knew they were going to be getting married and wished them nothing but the best, but of course was not invited. She spoke on it more in the wedding special, that she was very sad about where the family was at the time when Christine and David got married. The family really couldn't come together. So she elaborated much more in the wedding special, but last night she basically says she wishes Christine nothing but the best. She understands and respects the fact that Christine does not want Mary in her life, and she's good with it because Mary is living her best life ever. I think I actually found that part very sincere. I don't feel like Mary has a lot of shade, animosity. I feel like Mary's completely moved on. So then we pop back where, the wedding happened. They do their vows like they did. And Christine going to get in a makeout with David. She going to get in a makeout. So they say their vows and they go in Christine goes in for that tongue, the action. She doesn't give a rip who's there. The kids are going to see that. Then we go to the wedding reception. David says he was just like so different than Kody. This is why I love David and Christine together. David confesses that he loves a party. He loves when a lot of people are around. He just wants those people to not put the attention on him. He's so happy to let Christine be the star. That's why this marriage is going to work deliciously. I did find it funny though. So David was playing with his grandkids that morning of their wedding. He went down like a slide, and then his back was like killing him for their actual wedding. So the dance, he was very stiff. He was kind of doing it for Christine. And then TLC plays this song underneath the two of them dancing about being young. Like, I'm like, the shade of it all. I can't figure out if producers love this cast or if they really hate them or if they just like feel like fucking with them all. But they're playing this song like when we were young. And like poor David is stiff as can be. Honey, he needs like a cortisone shot. Stat. So then the Brown family mosh pit starts up. They're partying, they're dancing. Again, we've seen it all. They're eating their naked cakes, which they say are delicious and do look delicious, by the way. And Janelle is like, I never thought that the next wedding I'd be going to would be one of my own sister wives, that she'd be getting remarried. And I will say this is also how you know Christine and David's marriage is going to make it. They did not smash their wedding cakes into each other's faces. Because I'm sure you guys have heard this, but I think I know they've done a scientific study. Unilad, I think unilad.com did this several years ago, where they studied couples who smashed their wedding cakes in each other's faces, and they were more likely to get divorced than those that just like fed each other a piece of cake. Which I think was kind of unfair because I can remember telling my husband about that story when we got married 5 years ago. And so he purposely did not smash the cake. And I should have actually waited to see what he was going to do. Because I think it's like a good indicator if you're getting married or if you're staying married or getting divorced. So now I won't know. I messed with fate. But I give it to David Woolley. He was like, I'm not interested in doing that. And then Isabel talks about, I'm so happy for them. We love them so much. The affection is off the charts with my mom and David. I could do without that because she basically says, look, my parents never showed any affection, any at all. So to now see her so happy with David, it's awesome. But I just never anticipated this kind of like them making out all the time. And then Gabe pops in to talk about the wedding. How great the wedding is, and they talked to kind of most of the Brown kids. Well, Christine's. Isabel pipes in, McKelty for a second, Aspen, Gabe. And Gabe says, it really feels like the real Brown family is back. The shade, Mr. Gabe. All right, we know what you're saying. So did you feel like Aurora and Brianna weren't really part of the fam? Everybody has mixed takes on that. What about Saul and Ari? And Dayton? What, they ain't in on the fam? Doesn't sound like it from Gabe's perspective. Then we get this very awkward scene as we're wrapping up last night's episode, and that is Jared. Jared is David's like other child. And Jared is like, they sit David down and Jared is giving him a lap dance that should have been done at the bachelor party. And I hope to God it wasn't done at the bachelor party and then again at the wedding, because what the hell is going on in Utah? Okay. But Jared does this very like awkward lap dance. And then David and Christine in their confessionals are saying to each other, and by the way, even the confessionals are David. He's wearing the exact same thing a year ago. They used essentially the exact same confessionals from the special. That's how lazy last night's episode was. Go back and watch David Woolley's gray shirt that he's wearing last night. It's the exact same cuts from the wedding special. So this is where David and Christine are sort of differing, because David goes, yeah, you wanted to get in there. You wanted to get in and give me a lap dance too. And she goes, no. Jared motioned to me. I'd had too much to drink. And David's like, you didn't have too much to drink, girl. You wanted to do it. And you're like, yeah, David's telling the truth. She's a freak show now. Okay, she's a freak show. She, for the last 25 years, has had no love, no affection. She was with a man, Kody Brown, who couldn't even stand to see her eat nachos. And yeah, she's doing it now. So she gets in there, gives him a lap dance in front of all the kids. And by the way, these little children are standing around with these glow sticks going, oh, what? Why is Christine bending over like that? No, I mean, they don't. But the look on their faces are like, wow, this is a departure from an AUB wedding we've usually been to. Whew, big departure. So, everybody's getting in on it. Janelle is commenting. Janelle's like, I could have gone my whole life without seeing it. Peyton's like, yeah. And my silence says it all about this lap dance, okay? So, everyone's happy for her, but they're like not really down with the lap dance. David absolutely loved it, of course. And so we wrap it up. They're married. They're loving married life. And I've said this before, every single podcast episode. I think for me, the best part is I truly do feel like they're in love. I feel like they're in love. They're happy. I feel like David has given Christine the strength to go up against Kody, to sue him for back child support, which he should absolutely pay for truly and moving forward. And I just feel like David's her rock, and everybody should be married to somebody like that. So nothing but love for me for those two. And then we get the best part of last night's episode, which is the preview. Woo! Coyote Pass preview, Coyote Pass showdown. Wow. Now this is juicy. Although as far as I've seen from Reddit, the property Coyote Pass still has not been sold. But in the preview, which will be for season 19, episode 18 next week, Coyote Pass, Robin has decided she's ready to sell. Robin was holding out that Janelle might be back because we know Kody loved the JP. Kody really wanted Janelle back for a long time. Mary, Christine, meh. But Janelle, he's like super sexually attracted to. He wanted Janelle to see his abs, if you guys all recall last season at the Mexican restaurant. He knew Janelle wanted the D. All right. So apparently Robin now has given up on the dream. She's ready to sell. Kody has called his realtor in this preview, and the realtor is meeting him on Coyote Pass. Mary's lawyered up, and Kody is talking about one of the sister wives that can't wait to screw him, even though that sister wife has raised the red flag that she is worried that Cody's going to screw them. Kody rings his fingers and he says, she can't wait. She's plotting and planning every chance she gets to try to screw me. Is she? Woo! And Jen's like, you got to be a cactus. Jen, Mary's best friend, is sitting her down on the porch. She's like, did you call the lawyer I gave you? You got to be a cactus, girl. You got to be prickly. You got to be pokey. You got to be in his face. And Mary's like, I'm going to get mine. So it's like, ooh, all right, I'm back. I was bored as hell last night, bored to tears. I was on my phone looking at Heidi and Spencer's LA home burning flat GoFundMe, trying to get through last night's episode. But then when the preview came, I'm like, oh, I'm on. It's on for Coyote Pass. Okay. Love you guys. Get a jammed packed full week of podcast shows. Of course, Sister Wives Tea, Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively Tea. We're going to have some pop-up guests happening. So always subscribe to the Sarah Fraser Show so you don't miss your little bit of escapism every single day. And, this is the time of year you need to be launching your own podcast. Do you feel like the world needs to hear from you? They do. You guys, love it or hate it. Even, oh God, this is like a hot take, but Mark Zuckerberg was just on Joe Rogan. Of course, a lot of the clips have gone viral, but even Mark Zuckerberg was saying that Facebook, they are anticipating that ordinary people's voices, commentary, hot takes, true crime, investigation, recap, that is what people are trusting. So it's 2025. This is your year. If you've always wanted to launch your own podcast, learn how to make money podcasting and grow, I have 3 courses or private consulting. Go to gobigpodcasting.com. My class on literally how to start your podcast is just $9. And then I have a Podcasting for Pros course, which with my discount code Cyber10 is less than $200. And then my Holy Grail. That's how you make 6 figures. That's how you scale up. You could be making $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, and more. That is 6-figure master plan. And with the code CYBER10, it's just $810. That will teach you everything podcasters do not want out there, because podcasters are making a boat ton of money currently, and it is not just Joe Rogan or Call Her Daddy or Pod Save America or any of them. Okay, podcasters at all levels are making a lot of money, and this year is going to be big. What are you waiting for? Get in. Go to gobigpodcasting.com. You can also email me for podcast consulting, the Sarah Fraser Show at gmail.com. All right, bye everybody. See you tomorrow.